Hey guys, welcome to our hangout today. We're going to go over kind of getting familiar with Showit 5, and we see a few people jump in there to live chat. We've got Dylan in chat. If you're just joining us, please log in to chat on the right hand side of the video broadcast there. Go ahead and say hello, let us know where you're from, and we'll get started here with Showit in just a minute. If you are not yet in the app, I'm going to have you log in, and you'll be going to app.showit.co. So there's the link again. It is a Chrome app, so you'll need to be in the Chrome browser in order to be working with it. Wow, we've got Dylan from Sri Lanka. Wow, that's awesome. We got Field over in the mothership. He's on the other side of the office there. In the mothership, as we refer to it as. And so we're going to dive in and get going here. Let me pull up my screen if I can find it. All right. There we go. Cool. Well, again, I'm JT, and we're going to step you through a few things. A few of the things that I'm going to cover are going to be kind of initial like jumping in, selecting a design, how to do that process, as well as then the freedom that you can have with customizing the design. So not only just changing out the photos and the images, but actually changing the layout and the look of the design to be the way that you want it to be. So that'll be a couple of things that we're going to cover. We're also going to cover ways to really kind of create big visual impact with animation, of like transitions of stuff coming in, or parallax background images. So that'll be some stuff that we cover. And then also, how does WordPress integrate with Showit? What is Showit doing to create the look that you want on your WordPress blog? So I'm going to cover some of those details as well. So let's go ahead and get started. You can see here I am on the site selection screen where you are at if you first dive into Showit. Now, many of you guys may already be past this screen, but for those of you that haven't yet decided, I want to just kind of go over this as well. So here you're able to preview site designs. So you can click on a site, you can see what it looks like in mobile, you can interact with it and actually see how it interacts. And then you can also view the desktop version of that design. How does the desktop version look? And if you don't care for it, moving forward with that one, there's an X in the top right, and it'll take you back to this screen where you can then select a different design, preview it, see how it looks, and choose the one that you want to proceed with for your design. Now, I'll also show you a way, if you've chosen one of these and you decide, I want to switch over to a different one. I'll show you here in a second how you can create a new site to pick a new design as well. So we're going to start off with our simple design here. That'll help us go over a lot of the main features. All right. So here I've got up my simple design. One huge thing that makes Showit really different is the ability to have side-by-side mobile and desktop editing at the same exact time. So here we can see what our mobile design looks like and what our desktop design looks like, and we can make adjustments for each. Now, a couple settings that I want to point out on the bottom, kind of just underneath the mobile section here, is a toggle to where you can view only mobile, only desktop, or you can choose, again, that side-by-side view. I prefer the side-by-side view. I think it helps if you know and understand when you add something to your desktop design, where are you wanting to put it on mobile. You can also adjust the zoom. So if I'm editing the desktop, I can hit these little zoom controls as well that are down here at the bottom left to be able to fit the design into my view. I can also adjust the mobile one as well. So those are a couple key tips kind of just to start with there. But let's get into actually customizing the design. So right away, it's super easy to change out photos. If you select a photo like we are in this About section, on the right hand side, you'll find all the settings related to the object that you've got selected. So in this case, I have an image selected. I'll find an image tab on the right hand side, and then down here at the bottom I find size and position, click actions, transitions, all those settings that are related to the object that you have selected. Now on the left side, over here on the left, you're going to find the structure of the page. And you're going to find that it's divided into sections that we call canvases. So in this case, this is a canvas, and then down here, if I scroll over, you can see that that highlights kind of the next canvas. If I want to edit it, then I would click into it, and then I would be editing that section. And so up here, this one's called Intro. To swap out a photo, select the photo. On the right-hand side, click the little thumbnail, and you're going to be prompted with your media. Now here's where you can upload your photos that you want to use for your site. And underneath my little picture here, underneath me, is an upload files button that you can click on, and then you'll be prompted to select a photo to upload there. In this case, you can also just select the photo that you wanted to swap out with. And so I'll just select that one, and it updated that photo. You can also see that it updated within the mobile version of that site as well. So that's how easy it is to swap out a photo. Now, editing text, super easy. Just double click, select the text you want. We're going to say about me. You can see that it updates there. It also updated on the mobile version over here showing about me. So that's how easy it is to make changes. Now, what if you want to customize? You know, Showit's all about the freedom to really make the design the way that you want it to be. And so it's as easy as just dragging an object around, just like you might in Photoshop if you were to design something. So here I can resize that image, make it bigger, make it the way I want, and now I can also rotate it, and I could have it even overlap that section above there. And on mobile, I can independently adjust how I want it to be. So on mobile, I'm just going to have it maybe smaller and just like that. So you have the ability to customize how an object looks on mobile separately from how it looks on desktop. Now, one great thing to know is that you can decide, I don't want to show something on mobile. I want it only on desktop, maybe a fuller experience on desktop and a more trimmed down experience on mobile for a section. And so you can, on the left-hand side, I'm going to see if I can, yeah. So on the left-hand side over here, next to each layer, and if I have this image selected, you'll see that it's highlighted in blue in the list. There's two icons. So there's a mobile icon and a desktop icon. If I click on the mobile one, it'll hide that image on mobile. And likewise, if I click desktop, it'll hide it on desktop. So that does allow you to choose on a layer by layer basis if you want something hidden on mobile or hidden on desktop and only specific to one of those views of your site, whether it's just mobile or just desktop. So that's a fun key feature there. Now let's talk about kind of customizing. So if you want to make this whole section bigger, on the left-hand side, you're going to see a little ruler appear that shows the current size of the canvas that you're editing. And if you go down to the bottom edge of that, you'll see that your mouse will change to a little arrow icon, and you can click and drag this down and expand that whole area. So I can expand it, and then I can come down here to the bottom middle icon, the T, and I can add some text. And so I can choose from my styling of title, heading, subheading, paragraph. And so I'm going to add a heading. It adds it to that canvas, and then I can adjust it and position it just the way that I want it to be and where I would like it. And then I'll add some paragraph text here. I'm going to just copy a quick little filler text here. Oops. And we can see how that would work for copying and pasting text into a text box, position it however you want, and position the header text. Now on the right hand side, you'll find again settings specific to whatever you have selected. So here I've got my text formatting settings. You've got a color palette that you can choose from, and you've got your fonts. Now you'll find at the bottom of the list an add new option, so you can add your font there, and I'll cover a little bit about fonts towards the end of the broadcast here. But that's where you can select your font, and you can adjust the alignment to be, in this case, maybe align the title to the left. And so that's how you would add it. Now, on the mobile side, we want to edit that section as well. So I added it. I'm going to expand this mobile section, and then I want to position and size all of the content that I added for the mobile. So here I can have my mobile expanded and set up as well for that content that I added. So that's an example of how you might kind of add something new to a section and be able to customize it on desktop and on mobile. So let's go over kind of the big visual impact. And I'm going to take a preview of this site here. So, and let's take the desktop preview and see. So this big header image at the top has what we refer to as parallax scrolling, where the image itself is moving at a different rate than when you scroll the page. So let's take a look at how you would set that and how you would change out the photo. So in this case, it's a background image. So it's not an image that's just dropped on the page. It's found in the background settings of the canvas. So when I'm editing this one, on the right-hand side, there's a canvas background setting. I'm going to view the mobile too. So here I can click the thumbnail, just like we swapped out the other photo. I can choose another one, and you can see that it swaps out right within there. Now the mobile is allowed to be independent for a canvas background, so you can independently control. You can see on the left that it didn't change that image. I can maybe decide I want a different image on mobile since it's more of a vertical layout, and so I'm going to choose that one as a background image on mobile, and then this whiter one on desktop. And then for parallax, to set that, it's actually just simply a setting here under scroll. So when you're editing your canvas background, you can set the scroll to be either scroll with page, which is default, parallax, or fixed. So fixed, let's take a look at how fixed would be if we adjust that and we preview it. So fixed keeps the image there. So it's sized to fill up that whole space, and you can see that it scrolls, and it scrolls the content just simply above it. So that's what a fixed image would be. And then again, we can go back to parallax. And there we go. Sorry, it took a second there. And so parallax would kind of scroll it at a slightly different rate than you're scrolling. So that's how you would set up a parallax section, you know, with the background image that's there. And sorry about that. So let's take a look now of adjusting canvas views. So this canvas views is really a huge way to add interactive sections to your site. And I want to pull up an example that many of you have maybe seen, and it's on Jasmine Star's website. So Jasmine Star's site uses canvas views in an awesome way. So we can see here at the top, it's just cycling through a few different things. Now there's text and there's images, and it's not a gallery. It's actually laid out, and it's just switching between what we call canvas views within the same canvas. And you can see that there's even an arrow to control the scroll through. Now if we go to her about section, we can similarly see that it changes, but it doesn't actually slide in. It's just fading in the new information. So the transition is just a little bit different. Now here down in education, it does that scroll through again. So the transition is set to actually slide the next group of content in. So let's talk about how to actually edit and control your canvas views on your site and how you would know if there is one. So when we preview this design and we go to our about section, you'll see that there's this arrow that I can click, and it cycles through within the same area. And so we know that there's canvas views in this section because it's interacting and changing multiple pieces of content within that area. So let's take a look at it within the builder. So if I click to edit this section, on the left hand side you'll see that there's actually these little groupings of folders called views. And so if I click on a particular one, I can take a look at how the layout is for each one. Now each of these can be independently adjusted. So again, the same freedom that you have anywhere else in the Showit site, you have the ability to move things, adjust, the image, change out the image for something else. And then I can go to the next view and I can adjust this one and I can position it wherever I want, swap it out. And so you're able to adjust the views, and then if I take a preview here, we'll see those changes in the About section. So there we go. So that's how you would actually edit Canvas views. Now you can also duplicate one of these views if you wanted to kind of create another view within that section. On the layer folder, so in the view folder there, if you click the little dot dot dot, you'll find controls to be able to duplicate that whole view as another view. You can also, on the canvas itself, add a canvas view, and that'll add a blank view to your canvas as well. So that's a way to add more. In there you'll find even the galleries section has multiple views to it. So this first view is kind of like the selection screen, and then the next view goes to one of the gallery 1, the next view is gallery 2, and the next view is gallery 3. So let's talk through linking. So if you want to link to a particular view from an object, so in this case this Jane and John image, we're going to select that. We're going to go to the click actions on the right hand side. We can link to canvas, so we have it linked to canvas, we have it linked to the galleries canvas, and then we have it linked to a specific view, in this case view 2. And so that would take us to view 2 of the galleries canvas, which is this view here, and this one has a gallery. And I know it's gallery by selecting it, and on the right hand side first section is gallery images. So here you can see the photos that are added to this gallery. I can add more photos. So I can select to add more of these. And it adds them to the end, and then I can drag them up to the top and adjust the order however I want them. If I want to remove one, I can select it and hit remove to be able to remove it there. So that's how to quickly adjust a gallery and just add your images in. Again, you can add as many images as you want to your media section there. So let's take a look. I know we haven't had many other people hop in, but I do want to encourage you guys to hop into chat there. I'm going to be taking questions shortly, so feel free to question fields all as well. Now let's dive into adjusting already. We offer that also include the blog, so we have 3 different levels of pricing. Our just for the Showit pages, and then if you want to include a blog, that would be so in this case shows offline on mine. I see it's now stream. Do we lose? All right, we had a few issues. We're going to see if our connection stays here. Nope, it did. Lost you for a few minutes there. It looks like we're back up and running.
I'll go there.
Okay. Maybe it may even help to even remind them to refresh the page.
Yeah. Posted in the thing.
All right, we're going to wait a few minutes here. I just want to confirm, if you are seeing our feed, please let me know in the live chat that our feed is still working. And we had a little hang up there where it disconnected for a moment. But we're going to pick up here. Yep. Dylan's saying something happened. Yeah. All right. Awesome, Dylan. Great to hear that it's working now. Sweet. Sorry about that hang up. I guess we had a connection problem and lost connection mid-show there. But I want to go over this next process of WordPress. So I want to kind of cover how these WordPress pages are set up. When you choose a design, each one of the designs includes 2 WordPress pages, and you'll find those by clicking on the Site tab, top left corner of Showit, and then you'll find a blog and a single post pages. Now, these pages are referred to as templates or page templates for WordPress, and these are packaged up and sent over to WordPress as a theme. So WordPress allows you to select tons of different themes, but none of them have the same complete freedom that Showit allows you to. And the great thing is, these designs are ready to go. So you really don't have to make any changes, but you can. So let's talk through how you might, or some of the changes you may want to make to one of these designs. So here I've got my blog template up, and this is going to be the layout that is used when your blog builds a list of posts. So when you go to maybe /blog and it shows you the most recent posts, this is going to be the layout that's used. So in this case, we've got our post title here, and we've got our featured image, we've got a date and category, and then the post excerpt is a kind of a small little snippet of the post, and then we've got read more. So you may decide, I want my post title to use a different font. And so you just select it, choose a different font, and maybe choose a different color if you wanted it to be a different color. And that's all you have to do. That's it. Maybe you want this button to be a different color. And so we select the button and we choose, a different color for it. So super easy to make changes. It is a bit more detailed because these are placeholders for WordPress content. So you have to keep in mind that it's going to automatically plug in a post title where it says the blog post title up here. It's going to plug in the date and the category related to that, and it's going to pull the featured image. So you kind of have to keep in mind that you're just setting up placeholders for these things. Now, if we take a look at a single post, similar option. Biggest difference here is that this main content area is set for the post content, and you'll find which kind of placeholder setting you have set by going to the text field, and then WordPress and post content is selected in this case. You can find a whole list of what's available to use as placeholders, and so you can see if I come over here and select the date, that post date is selected, and same with category links is set to post categories. So those are a few things that you may want to, just kind of make small minor adjustments on the look and style of it all, in order to kind of keep the original design so that it matches similar to your main site, but customized for you. So where things are, it will point you in the right direction. Things that problems, guys. Sorry about that.
You streaming Netflix? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm totally streaming Netflix. Fields wondering if.
Great show.
Oh man, so I can't be having some problems and stuff, but so let's take a look at maybe a different design. So we talked about how you may want to kind of dig deep into a design and then say, I want to choose a different. I want to look and see what one of these other look like. So underneath right here, you should see your name. You're going to be prompted. You're going to be prompted with that same selection screen. So here you can choose a different one. So if I use this design, again, I'm going to have my Showit page, and then I'm also going to have my blog pages. So you can see in this case, it's set up. It's set up for the post excerpt here, read more, post. This will automatically fill in and stuff. So that's how the design would look for the blog on this particular design. There. So that's how that would look. So that's how it differs. You're able to kind of see how a blog page would look differently based upon each main site design. You can change these. So if you just, oh, I don't want that trim line at all around an image, I can delete it. Or I could say, no, I want it to be a different color, maybe a post to use a different font. And so I could come down here and choose a different font to be able to do that. So you can definitely customize the blog to be however you want it to be and stuff. And so if you get into where you're wanting a very specific detailed, so help.showit.co will bring up our help documents. You can search for an article or a specific thing there. You can also browse. So you'll find our getting section, building your website, Showit 5 in WordPress, launching your site. So some fun things. And then over here there as well. So